Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of why do some people live without feeling alive? Well, it can come from very different reasons, but I think a lot of people just feel trapped sometimes in their lifestyle and their way of living, and they just simply are not doing the things that they would like to do. And if you're not doing the things that you like to do, at least not, when I'm saying like not doing the things that you'd like to do, is I'm not saying that you can do everything you'd like to do all the time in your life. Obviously there's moments when you have to do things that you don't want to do, because that's just life. People have to go to work, people have to make money, people sometimes get sick, people sometimes have problems with their cars, and these are just parts of life. So unexpected things will happen, so obviously you're going to do things that you don't want to do. But if you're living your whole life without feeling alive, well, that's pretty difficult, because, well, the thing is that obviously if you're living, you're alive. And no matter how trapped you feel, no matter what situation you're in, there's often ways of getting out of those situations, because the world is a very big place. Of course, some people are addicted to certain kind of drugs, or people feel that they owe other people in their family certain things. But the thing is that you kind of have a choice. If something's not working for you, you can still do the right thing, but you can take a step back. You can do your own thing. It's difficult. It's very difficult to find your own path, and sometimes you feel like you're betraying other people by doing these things. But if you're feeling dead inside, it's not because you keep to your regular routine that it'll make things right, because you only have one life. And another thing too, it could be that actually your life is not that bad. You're probably making a decent amount of money, you have a decent job, you have a loving family and all that stuff, but you still feel dead. And that comes maybe because there's too much monotony in your life, but also sometimes the fact that maybe some people, we like to complain as humans, but sometimes we gotta also understand that we're very lucky to just be alive, and we take things for granted. And if we weren't always in that routine and just kind of on automatic, and you started to actually think about the things that you're doing, think about the things that are happening in your life and these etc., well, then you might realize that actually your monotonous life is not that monotonous. We're not in a James Bond film or a Mission Impossible film where there's all these crazy things happening. Basically, we're in the real world, and it's not by jumping out of planes or bungee jumping or doing a bunch of crazy things that we're actually going to create happiness. And sometimes the stability is the best thing. If you really look at older people, when we're young, you want to go to clubs, you want to party. A lot of people do. I never like that stuff, but a lot of people do when they live so fast-paced. They drink, they do all these things because they think that that's what's going to create happiness, because of a lot of advertisements and a lot of things in the cinema and on TV that just show these kind of things. But at the same time, well, it's not reality. It's not that way of being. It's not actually correct. And it's not because it looks very fun on television that the things that are happening, and it's not because people are screaming and happy and with smiles that they're actually having a good time. That's what you're seeing on camera. So don't live life, or try to live life like movies at 1,000 kilometers per hour. Sometimes the stability, sometimes the things that you're taking for granted, you should not. And you should actually try to feel alive within whatever your world is. Because if you have the time to not feel alive, well, you're having the time to think. And if you're having the time to think, well, either you do something to change it, or either you find yourself some hobbies, find some excitement, find yourself some things that you like to do, and eventually you'll find balance. Meditation's a great thing, but a lot of things that need change in life take a lot of patience, and most people usually quit before they even let their way of thinking, their mind, their body change. So it just takes time. But if you're healthy, if your life is just boring and that's why you don't feel alive, well, maybe you're in a good situation where you can start taking classes, start learning new skills, start traveling. It's really up to you. So that's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.